You know, the late 90s were a special time. This is mostly because it was the time I was growing up in my home in Detroit, Michigan. Playing Star Fox, Madden, Doom, Mario Kart, and Pokemon Stadium were some of my favorite things to do back then. I was young, inexperienced, new to the world really, and all it had to offer. As far as gaming went, well, it already felt like we'd be together for life. The late 90s were definitely a special time for me. However, in 98, I was too busy watching Nicktoons and playing Bomberman 64 to really care about the dying adventure games that once owned the gaming world. Monkey Island, Sam & Max, and even the Manic Mansion series were beloved by many gamers back then. However, I was too naive and stuck in console gaming to really take notice. And I mean, I still primarily play consoles now, so not much has really changed since then. Anyway, in 98, alongside games such as Ocarina of Time, Metal Gear Solid, Half-Life, and Pokemon Red and Blue, myself and many others didn't really care about the adventure of Manuel Calavera and his dealings in the Mexican underworld. The adventure games were dead, and everyone was ready for something new. The problem was that due to such ignorance, Double Fine and LucasArts' game came out to universal acclaim and not many sales. Years later, Manuel and others are back, looking better than ever on PlayStation 4, Vita, PC, and Linux. So how does the newly released Grim Fandango Remastered fare in today's crowded gaming sphere? Let's get into it. So Grim Fandango Remastered was released today, and it's the first game this year that I was really looking forward to. I really wasn't looking forward to Dying Light, and if you can go back to another video to really hear what I think about Dying Light right now, but I want to do my first impressions on Grim Fandango Remastered. So far, I'm really loving the story of Manuel Calavera and everything that's going on. The world is just so detailed, vibrant, exciting, and it's full of this just colorful cast of characters that I really have come to love so far. And I should say that I'm only after the first year, so I think it pretty much only goes up from this. The first year was a lot of fun, and even as someone who's really used to modern gaming, I found this a little bit easy to sort of pick up and play. I am used to, and I should say if you're used to sort of Telltale's newer adventure games like The Walking Dead, Game of Thrones, Minecraft coming soon, and all of those, then you kind of get the gist of what's going on here. However, back in 98, a lot more was really demanded of gamers to really solve these puzzles and figure out stuff on their own. Like some of this stuff, even in year one, I have to say I did have to look through a walkthrough, or at least part of one, to really understand what was really going on and to help myself with some of the harder puzzles, and I anticipate that going forward. I really don't care. I really want to experience this story and all that it has to offer, because it's something special, right? Like, it's really interesting, and I think you can see this in the gameplay that's going on right now, that this world just has so much flavor. Like, it has its own unique identity, and that's something that a lot of games really can run into problems with even today. And I think that Dying Light is the latest example of something that doesn't really get it right. And I think that it's kind of funny that in the same week, something from the past that got it really right is coming out alongside a newer game that I feel has problems forging its own identity. So if you notice, this isn't the normal sort of remaster. It's staying true to the actual game. And I think part of that is the original art style of the game. Everything in the background was pre-rendered, so it still looks really good. It still looks great. The backgrounds still look great. The only thing that they really had to touch were the character models. Throw in some shadows, increase lighting, smooth out the polygons, and boom, you have Grim Fandango Remastered. And I think that it's a wonderful thing. However, I will say that you should probably stay away from the 16:9 aspect ratio that's included in the game. It's optional. It is completely optional, and it just throws it out of whack. Play the 4:3 with the borders as you see in the gameplay, and I think that's sort of how this game should really be played, and I think it's a much more enjoyable experience. Now, as for Manuel himself, man, this guy is awesome so far. I really like this character, and I was going into it just hearing all the praise and everything for this game from the past, and I'm like, I really want to play this game. And you know, the second I turned it on, after the first few lines, after talking and talking, it's just, the cast of characters is just so fun. They're so fun, they're so lively, and I'm going through like every single line of dialogue in this game just because I want to hear what these characters say. I'm that invested already, and I can't wait to play it again because, you know, as Tim Schafer says, tank's the original way to play the game. So I'm gonna try to play with tank controls, and maybe that'll turn into a let's play later down the road. But first, I want to finish this with the current controls and everything, get that out of the way first. And it seems like I'm in for maybe not necessarily a long ride, maybe because some of these puzzles are very challenging as I've noted before, but a very interesting and fun ride. Like, there are a lot of things in this game about love, sacrifice, and things that we do here in the living world that sort of, you know, don't really leave us in the Mexican or historically Mexican view of the underworld. And I think, or the afterlife, technically not the underworld. And it's really interesting to get a different perspective. And, you know, I do have a fondness for architecture, and I really like the environments and everything in this game. And man, okay, for anyone that's played the game before, in year one, that balloon guy, he is the sassiest guy I've run into in a game in a while, and it was really refreshing to have to deal with someone like that. I thought that was a lot of fun, and I like how Manuel will just climb the entire side of a building, like literally climb the entire side of a building with like ties, and just not care. It's like, la 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 la, I'm just climbing up. It's just so funny. I mean, he's already dead. What does he have to fear, right? And I mentioned Tim Schafer saying that tank's the original way to play. Turn on, if you get this game, which I recommend it, I highly recommend it right now. Turn on the developer commentary. Seriously, turn on the developer commentary. It's very interesting. It doesn't really take away. I haven't witnessed any spoilers or anything from the developer track, and it's just like once in a location. Hear a little line of dialogue or something. It's really funny, and I've come to really enjoy it so far. So I think that's really it. I mean, the controls are sound, the game looks beautiful, it runs well, and I think that this is one of the, it's not really a rare occasion, but actually, yeah, let's go with rare occasion, because Resident Evil Remake Remastered just did come out too. This is a game that really holds its own, even in the current times. I mean, there's not much more I can say. I haven't run into any technical hiccups or anything, and I really enjoyed the sense of mystery and adventure and noir and all the different infusions that are going on in this game. It's a lot of fun. I definitely recommend it, and I cannot wait to see where this journey leads me. So after I finish the game, I'll do another one of these videos to tell you my full thoughts on Grim Fandango Remastered. Until then, you can pick this up on PlayStation 4, Vita, PC, and Linux platforms, as I mentioned in the intro. Oh, you know, one little thing that I kind of forgot, sorry. Did I really forget it? Not really. The soundtrack, which you've been listening to, or bits and pieces of throughout this entire video. I love it. I love it, and you know, I really just got into paying more attention to video game soundtracks within the past year. I mean, Infamous Second Son, Transistor, even Watch Dogs had great soundtracks. Watch Dogs was pretty good. Honestly, give a listen to it. It has some really good moments in there, and I'm not talking about the licensed music in the game, the actual score. You know, there are some games that have come out recently that have done this great, and I think that Grim Fandango just has such a classic and awesome feel to its soundtrack. And, you know, I've been listening in my spare time. While editing this video, I will probably be listening to the Grim Fandango soundtrack because I just love it so far. And I'm purposely not going after where I am in the story to not sort of throw off the vibe. But anyway, leave your thoughts down in the comment section. I will love to hear what you think about Grim Fandango Remastered. If you have any questions for me, leave them down there. And if you have a PS4 or anything, definitely pick this up. I think it's a really good buy. And, you know, also, Costume Quest 2, maybe I gotta give some opinions on that too. So hopefully you'll see another one of these videos pretty soon. So now, I will see you later. Peace.
I can handle anything you got, especially if that's your best right. I want to tell you something.
Good. Go on and let it all out, Manny. There's no reason for you to be afraid of me.
You know, this used to be my office.
Yes. Yeah, I know. I found your name on some comic books in the desk.
I want my office back.
Don't worry, you'll have years and years to enjoy it after I get promoted out and you're still here.
I think you're up to something.
Yeah, I'm up to about 4 premium sales this...
I think we should team up. Be partners.
Oh, Manny, I would, but I'm too intimidated. I could never be partners with someone who was so much more of a man than me.
Oh, come on. I've seen your wife. I want to punch you in the mouth.
Oh, no, not the Christmas party all over again.
What happened at the Christmas party?
Blacked out on the whole thing, huh? Maybe you should switch to lemonade, kid.
Well, you sound pretty out of breath, so I'm gonna blow.
Always a pleasure, Cal.